It is important that you send photos of you completing tasks to Class Dojo or to my email. Each time I get a photo of a different activity, I will add a dojo to your dojo account. Good luck. These people all get 2 dojos for getting over 1 million points on Spelling Shed last week. Austin, Alexis, Mark, Hattie, Miguel, Youssef, Ashton and Jake. All well done. And Jake, you get 4 extra dojo points as you came 7th in the whole school. Well done. This week, if you get over 2 million points, I will give you 3 dojo points. And if you are in the top 10, I will give you 4 dojo points. Who's going to get in the top 10? Good luck. Remember, you can play on Purple Mash and do times table games. And remember, you can do times table Rockstars too. Today, I would like your child to spend 25 minutes playing times table Rockstars or Purple Mash maths games, please. They can choose whichever level they think is challenging for them. This week we are looking at another Aesop's fable. The Grasshopper and the Ants. It was proving to be a long, hard winter, and all the animals were suffering from the cold, the damp and the lack of food. There was one particularly long spell of rain that seemed to go on for days on end. Then at last the sun came out one day and brightened up the winter bleakness. As the hot rays warmed the ground, the wet earth steamed and sent up clouds of mist. Some ants came out from their mound, bringing their store of corn, grain by grain. It had got rather damp, so they decided to lay it out in the sun to dry. As the ants were hard at work, fetching and carrying, along came a grasshopper who begged them to spare him a few grains. "For," he said, "I'm simply starving." The ants stopped work for a moment, though this was against their instincts. "May we ask," they said, what were you doing with yourself all last summer? Why didn't you collect a store of food for the winter?" "The fact is," replied the grasshopper, "I was so busy singing that I didn't have the time." "If you spent the summer singing," replied the ants, "you can't do better than spend the winter dancing." And they chuckled and went on with their work. It is best to be prepared in case hard times arrive, is the moral to the story. I want you to create a storyboard. So split a piece of paper or a piece of your book into 6 equal squares. Then I want you to do a storyboard, drawing out the characters from the start to the finish. This is the one we did last week for the hare and the tortoise. Your next lesson is available now on developingexperts.com. 2 dojos each for the following children as they've looked at the presentations on Developing Experts: Ashley, Hattie, Hibba, Jake, Miguel, Mark, Ruby. Well done. If you would like dojos next week, you need to watch the presentations. Today, I want you to draw lines for these measurements. First, place your ruler down straight. First, mark where 0 is. I've put a small dot. Holding the ruler still, then draw a dot where you want to draw a line up to. Remember to hold that ruler still. And once you've got the 2 dots, you should be able to just use the ruler to draw the line. Then I want you to write the measurement next to your line. Then I want you to be creative and use that line as part of a picture, like I have done. Using the storyboard of the grasshopper and the ants from yesterday's lesson, can you write the story using paragraphs? Use your pictures and your speech bubbles to help you write your story. I look forward to hearing some of these. Today we're going to be making tangrams. A tangram is a puzzle consisting of a square cut into 7 flat shapes, which can be rearranged to form various other shapes, like numbers, alphabet letters, or pictures. A tangram is made up of 2 large triangles, 2 small triangles, 1 medium-sized triangle, 1 square, and 1 parallelogram. When you rotate and move these shapes around, you have to use all 7 shapes and they cannot overlap. To make a tangram, you will need a ruler, a pen or a pencil, some scissors, and a square piece of paper. If you do not have a square piece of paper, this video will show you how to trim it into a square piece of paper first. If you've only got A4 paper, you can measure the small side. When I measured it, mine is 21 centimeters. So what I did was I measured 21 centimeters along the long length of the piece of paper, and I marked it with 2 dots, one at the bottom, one at the top, and then I used a ruler to draw a line between those 2 dots. Once you've drawn your line, you can then use your scissors to cut that bit off. You don't need that bit now, and that can go in a bin. Now you're ready to watch this video. So this is my tangram cut out. There are 2 large triangles, 2 small triangles, 1 medium triangle, 1 square, and 1 parallelogram. And I can rotate these shapes around, and I can make some shapes with them. I've made a house, and I've made a candle. What shapes could you make? If you want to look on YouTube, there are lots of examples of tangram shapes that you can make. I'll be very impressed to see some of these. Good luck! Today is a reading challenge. I want you to read for 25 minutes. In that 25 minutes when you're reading, if you come across a word that you do not know the meaning of, please send that word to me and I will tell you what the meaning means. Good luck! Today we're going to do a times table game. You will need 2 dice. If you've only got 1, that's fine. A pen and a piece of paper. First roll for 2 dice. I rolled for dice and I got a 5 and a 2. So I'm going to do my 7 times tables. I roll the dice again. This time I've got a 7 again. So my first one will be what's 7 sevens, and I know that 7 sevens are 49. Now because I know 7 sevens are halfway through the tables roughly, I put it halfway down the page. I roll the dice again. This time I get a 4 and a 6. I have 10. I know that 10 sevens are 70, so I write that down. I think about where 10 sevens should go on my sheet. Next I roll a 3 and a 6. I know that's 9. 9 sevens are 63, so I write that slightly above 10 lots of 7. Continue until you've got a full times table. So I will continue up to 12 times 7. Once you've done that, play the game 3 times. If you want, you can play it with a member of your family. Have fun! Today I want you doing 25 minutes on Spelling Shed. You should be doing stage 3 and 4. If you are finding this really tough, you can do stage 1 and 2. Good luck, and who's going to get past 1 million points this week?